You believe you are a legendary monster, a living dinosaur that survived extinction to reign supreme on the volcanic islands of Indonesia. Human culture calls you the dragon, conjuring images of majesty, fire, and power. But look down. Look at your claws covered in dry dirt and your viscous saliva dripping onto the dusty ground. You are not a noble warrior. You are a biological machine made of patience, hunger, and rot. Your existence isn't defined by epic hunts, but by the agonizing wait under a 104-degree sun, chemically praying that something dies before you do. And worst of all, the greatest enemy you will face in your entire life is not an enraged water buffalo or a human hunter. The monster that haunts your nightmares has exactly your face, your smell, and your blood. Welcome to the reality of being a Komodo dragon, where your first survival challenge is not becoming lunch for your own mother. Your life begins in absolute darkness. You are buried several feet deep inside a tough, leathery egg, surrounded by 20 siblings. The air is stifling, hot, and humid. For 8 long months, you developed in this subterranean chamber, absorbing the yolk, building bone and scales. But now, instinct screams. The oxygen is running out. You need to get out. You use a small structure on the tip of your snout, the egg tooth, to tear open the tough shell. The effort is exhausting. Your muscles are still weak, atrophied from lack of use, but the panic of asphyxiation drives you forward. You tear, you push, and finally breathe the stale air of the underground nest. But you cannot rest. You and your siblings begin to dig upward. It is a vertical marathon through compacted dirt and roots. Your claws, tiny yet sharp as needles, scrape the soil incessantly. The exhaustion is total, but stopping means dying buried alive. It takes hours, perhaps days, to see the first sliver of sunlight. The smell of the outside world invades your nostrils for the first time. The smell of salt, of dried leaves, of volcanic sulfur, and of death. You poke your head out of the hole. The tropical sun burns your eyes, still unaccustomed to the brightness. You weigh less than 3 ounces and measure about 16 inches. The world seems gigantic. The trees are infinite towers, the rocks are mountains. But there is no time to admire the landscape. Your primitive instinct sets off a deafening alarm in your reptilian brain. Run. There is no warm welcome. There is no mother waiting to lick you or protect you. In fact, the female who laid the eggs is probably nearby, patrolling the area. And if she sees you, she won't see a son. She sees an easy, crunchy snack. This is the first and cruelest lesson of your existence. For an adult Komodo dragon, nothing is more appetizing than a newborn Komodo dragon. Your own species is your greatest predator. You dart toward the nearest tree, your short legs churning frantically in the loose soil. Every shadow is a threat. Every rustle of leaves is a potential 400-pound killer. You dig your claws into the rough bark of a palm tree and climb. You climb desperately, fleeing the mouth that bore you. Safety is found high up, but life in the trees is a humiliating prison for one who should be a king. During your first years, you are not a super predator. You are a vertical refugee. You live in the forest canopy, clinging to swaying branches, looking down in constant terror. The ground is the forbidden zone. Down below, the adults lumber heavily, their forked tongues tasting the air, searching for exactly you. Your diet in this phase is pathetic. You, destined to take down buffalo, now survive by eating grasshoppers, beetles, tiny lizards, and occasionally stolen bird eggs. Hunger is a constant companion. Your metabolism is fast for a young reptile, requiring frequent fuel to grow. But hunting in the trees is difficult and uncertain. You learn to remain motionless for hours, camouflaged among the leaves, waiting for a careless insect to land within reach. Your body is changing. Your scales, initially sporting bright yellow and orange rings for camouflage in the filtered light of the leaves, are starting to darken. You are growing, gaining muscle mass. And that brings a terrible physical problem: gravity. You are getting too heavy for the thin branches that protect you. With every passing day, the support beneath your claws feels more fragile. You watch the adults down below. They seem invincible, armored, powerful. You see them ripping apart the carcass of a deer, swallowing whole chunks of meat, fighting each other with bone-breaking tail whips. It is a sight of horror and desire. You want that food. You want that power. But you know that climbing down now is suicide. However, biology is relentless. A time will come, around the age of 3 or 4, when the branches will no longer support your 44 pounds. You will be forced to descend. You don't know it yet, but the moment your feet permanently touch the ground will mark the end of your safety and the start of a war that will last until your final breath. You have descended. Now, you are a terrestrial animal, a biological war tank, 8 feet long and 200 pounds of dense muscle. But life on the ground is not the glory you imagined. It is an excruciating routine of heat, patience, and filth. Your day begins with the tyrannical necessity of the sun. As a cold-blooded animal, you are a slave to the external temperature. Your muscles won't function properly until your body reaches about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. You drag yourself to a clearing and wait. The equatorial sun beats down on your armored back, slowly cooking you until your body chemistry allows for agile movement. If it gets too hot, above 107 degrees Fahrenheit, you can die of hyperthermia. If it gets too cold, you become sluggish and vulnerable. Your life is a constant pendulum between roasting and freezing. Hunger in the adult world is different. It is no longer about frequent insect meals. It is about the big score. You are an ambush predator. You don't chase prey for miles. You don't have the endurance for that. You pick a trail used by deer or wild hogs and turn yourself into a statue. You can remain motionless for hours, ignoring flies landing on your eyes, ignoring the hard ground scraping your belly. Your primary sense is smell, but not through your nose. You use your yellow forked tongue to sample particles in the air, delivering them to the Jacobson's organ on the roof of your mouth. You see the world in chemical scents. You know where a deer walked 3 hours ago. You know where a carcass is rotting 3 miles away. When the hunt happens, it is an explosion of clumsy violence. A deer passes by. You burst from your hiding spot. Your maximum speed is 12 miles per hour, but only for short distances. You have to make the first strike count. You do not kill with elegance. You take down the prey with brute force and bite wherever you can. The leg, the belly, the neck. This is where your dirty secret comes in. Your mouth harbors venom glands in your lower jaw. When you bite, you compress these glands, injecting a toxin that prevents blood clotting and induces shock, drastically lowering the victim's blood pressure. Furthermore, your oral hygiene is non-existent. Pieces of rotting meat from past meals get trapped between your serrated teeth, cultivating a zoo of pathogenic bacteria. Often, the prey escapes. The deer runs, bleeding. And then the most humiliating part of your life begins. The waiting. You follow the blood trail. It can take days. Days spent trailing an animal that is slowly dying of infection and poisoning. You are not a warrior who wins in single combat. You are the shadow of death waiting for the failure of someone else's organs. When you finally find the carcass, or if you are lucky enough to find something already dead, the feast is repulsive. You don't chew. You tear off chunks of rotting meat, bones, and fur, and swallow everything whole. Your jaw and skull are flexible, allowing you to gulp down pieces larger than your own head. But you rarely eat alone. The smell attracts other dragons. The hierarchy around the carcass is brutal. The largest eat first. If you try to cut the line, you will be attacked. The fights are violent, teeth tearing hide, tails whipping like clubs. You frequently eat under extreme stress. gulping down food as fast as possible before a larger male runs you off. And the cruel irony of your digestive system is that, after gorging yourself on 40 kilograms of rotting meat, you need to find a very warm spot to digest, or the food will rot inside your stomach before being processed, killing you from internal infection. If feeding is grotesque, reproduction is physical torture. Mating season arrives and the air changes. Females release pheromones in their feces, a chemical signal that activates the aggression of all males on the island. You follow the scent trail, but you are not alone. Other males, some larger, others younger and desperate, have also caught the scent. There is no romantic courtship. There is only physical domination. When two males meet, competing for a female, combat is inevitable. You rise up on your hind legs, supported by thick tails, wrestling each other like reptilian sumo fighters. The objective is to knock the opponent down. You exchange bites, deep scratches, and forceful blows. Your claws tear the rival's tough skin, blood mixing with the dust. The energy cost is devastating. You can fight for hours, burning the fat reserves that took months to accumulate. If you lose, you walk away injured, exhausted, and without a chance to pass on your genes. If you win, the prize is a female who likely wants nothing to do with you. Females frequently resist aggressively. Mating itself is an act of forced constraint. You must immobilize her, using your weight and strength, scraping her back with your claws, biting her neck to hold her still. Your reproductive organ has double structures called hemipenes, which sit inverted inside the base of your tail. You need to avert one of them and achieve insertion while avoiding being bitten by the female. There is no bond, no affection. As soon as the transfer of genetic material finishes, you separate. If you linger, she might attack you. The female will carry the eggs, dig a false burrow to confuse predators and a true one for laying, and then fiercely defend the nest for a few months. But you are already gone. Your biological role is finished. You return to solitude, to hunger, and to the battle wounds that may become infected. You fought, bled, and nearly died just to create a new generation of monsters who, given the chance, will try to kill and eat you when you are old and weak. Old age for a Komodo dragon doesn't bring wisdom. It brings hunger. You have lived maybe 30 years. Your body, once an efficient killing machine, starts to fail. Your joints ache, calcified, and stiff. Your vision, which was never great, worsens. But the real problem is in your mouth. Your teeth, your organic saws. They have worn down or broken after decades of grinding buffalo bone and hide. Without sharp teeth, you can't tear the meat efficiently. It takes you longer to eat. In the carcass hierarchy, speed is everything. Now, the younger males, the ones you used to dominate and terrorize, get there first. They push you aside. They bite you. And you no longer have the strength to fight back. You begin to lose weight. Your thick tail, a vital fat reserve, thins out. Your skin becomes flaccid over your ribs. Your immune system, which protected you from the deadly bacteria in your own mouth and from infected wounds your whole life, begins to collapse. Internal parasites, worms and ticks, which your body kept under control, now multiply unchecked, draining what little energy remains. Death is rarely peaceful. You won't fall asleep and not wake up. You will die of starvation or violence. One day, too weak to get up and seek the sun, you remain in the cold shadow. Your body temperature drops. Your metabolism stops. You become immobile, just an object of meat on the forest floor. And then, the cycle closes in the most horrific way possible. The smell, the scent of your own decay attracts others. First the flies, then the smaller ones. And then, an adult dragon, perhaps one of your own descendants, senses your chemical scent with its tongue. It approaches. It sees that you don't react. To it, you are not an elder, a father, or a former king. You are merely 600 pounds of easy protein. The last sensations of your life are the bites of those who came after you, dismembering your still warm body. You lived by eating death, and now death eats you. There is no mourning on the island, only digestion. You felt every instinct of this life. But nature doesn't stop. There is another skin waiting for you, other claws, other wings, a new way of seeing the world that you can't even imagine. Your next incarnation has already been chosen. Do you have the courage to discover who you will be? If this life changed your perspective, strengthen the pack with your like. Share this unique vision of the world and subscribe. Here, you are never the same for long. Your new identity awaits you next week.